Hey, Nabe, in this video, we're going with the patch notes for the game kinggodcastle 4.0.5, and yes, we have a new hero, Mano. He is a new backup hero and a new link hero like Lunar, the first one to come after, and we're going to be seeing where he is going to be used and what his spot is in this game. But as a celebration for the 10k subs, next week will be my first overall tier list. Yes, boys, you asked for it. It's gonna be coming, a hero tier list. Mano is also gonna be there. There's a reason why I was waiting, and yeah, look out for that. Subscribe, like the video, and keep up with those news, and I'll be updating that list every month and revisiting it and adjusting that list as I see fit, so you don't want to miss that one. So let's go straight into it. So new hero Mano, man, I have to say, this guy kind of looks like me, man. This guy kind of looks like me. I love this. I love his design. Not because he looks like me, but I love that he has a backpack and he has personality. He uses like a little scrawny like crossbow arm thing, but I just love his looks, and it's not because he looks like me, okay? Not because he looks like me, but he is, I think he's my new favorite hero. He might be my new favorite hero, okay? So yeah, so let's look at so his ability. He is a central region, so it says middle region here, but you know, translation issues. Central region, that is what it is in the game, and then he's a mystic class. Since he's a central region right now in Grand Arena to 2,000 points plus, this guy will flourish for sure. He is a backup hero, so now he is a hero lock, boy. So they are continually adding different kind of heroes as hero lock, because the hero pool has been increasing so much as the game adds new heroes, so it's harder to get those you know, 5 to 6 hero lock characters, right? So he is a hero lock character, which is great. His ability, so he concentrates link, you know, just look at it. Let's just look at this thing. So he concentrates just like Lunar, and he buffs the target. And what is interesting is that he only buffs attack, not spell power and attack like Lunar does. So let's go back to the ability. So during the duration, concentrate on the link target and deliver a certain percentage of Mano's attack power, okay, not spell power, and buffs the hero, right? In addition, instead of, as opposed to Lunar's mighty block, you know, so whenever Lunar buffs, she gives a mighty block to the hero that she is linked to. This guy, he restores health per second. And yeah, that is pretty much like the comparison, right? And oh man, it's just, I love the animation, dude. Look, he pulls out a scroll and his eyes go Super Saiyan, dude. Look at the anime. Oh, one of my favorites in the game, dude. It is refreshing to see, man. Look at this guy. Woo. Okay, man. Okay, so this is the stuff. Okay, link system. So you cannot, so like I said, so Mano is a link type of hero, and Lunar is now classified as a link type hero, and you cannot have a link type hero on the same team. You can only have one. So now when you try to put multiple link type heroes on the same team, it will actually give you an error. So no, you cannot, before you guys think about anything, no, you cannot stack Mano and Lunars. so yeah, they say here you cannot, the people that have link skill cannot use it more on more than 2 heroes at the same time in one formation. I mean, even that sentence is a little confusing, but basically you cannot have more than 1 link hero on a team. So you can either have Lunar or you can either have Mano as of right now, right? Until they start introducing more link type heroes, which I don't think they're going to be doing anytime soon, bro. I think with Lunar and Mano, it is more than enough right now. So heroes with link skill will provide more beneficial effects than support heroes such as Agatha, and Bardry when linked to a target, yes. However, using multiple heroes with this skill can lead to a strategy where a single hero performs most of the combat, which can damage the game's diversity of strategies. Well, it is happening right now, and yes, diversity in strategy is a very big issue right now. A lot of people don't really complain about it, except for me, I feel like. But yeah, one thing is strategy diversity, hero diversity, especially in raids. It's always just Mel Lunar. Like, regardless of what they try to do, Mel Lunar is going to dominate regardless. And that's just how it is at the end game, okay? Just in-game stuff, right, we're very minority, right? So therefore, we have not released any heroes with the link skill other than the Lunar. So yep, a Lunar has always existed. Lunar. However, we have decided to create a new hero with a link skill. Man, it is amazing that they did this, as we believe that always using Lunar as a strategy focus on a single hero's combat power can also cause strategic boredom. Well, strategic boredom, yeah, this has been going on forever, guys, forever. We have placed a restriction on using multiple heroes with this new skill in the same formation. That is a good plan. So the new hero Mano and the Agath is now considered as backup heroes. Yes, that is nice. As new heroes are continually released, and the difficulty of acquiring new backup heroes is also increasing. Although a new hero Mano has been added as a backup, it possesses a link skill that cannot be used simultaneously with other backup heroes such as Lunar. So Agath has been additionally classified as a backup. Yeah, so there are definitely more heroes in like the future that I can definitely see becoming backup. Like for example, Gidnil is a very good next choice to make a backup hero. Like, man, give that guy a backup hero. I'm pretty sure that guy is like an easy next one to make a backup hero. So look at this key art. I mean, it is not okay. Look, it is not like, you know, Ren or, you know, the waifus. All right, but I love this because it's so freaking different from any design that they've done. This dude is wearing a backpack and he looks like me, so no bias at all. For his awakening assistance, if Link ally has a higher star level than Mano at the start of battle, his mana is fully charged and the buff is increased by 30%, which is insane. I mean, this doesn't really tell you much, but he pretty much has the Lunar awakening, but he can be anywhere, right? But the caveat is that the link target has to be a higher star level. Now, the patch is live right now, and I don't have it up right now, but I have played around with him. Right now, let me look at it. Right now, his ability is at 90%. At tier 1, but when you go right now is bugged. Okay, this is release day. All right, they're probably gonna fix this in the future, but right now on release day, right now tier 1, when you look at him in barracks, the description says 90% of attack. That's the buff rate, right? But when you go in game, tier 1 says 120%, and it scales up. At tier 7 in game, it goes to 150%. So first of all, the condition is that Mano has to be a lower tier, like actually lower tier, guys, okay? Not like how Mask is, right, where their priority system is like, oh, so say if you, for example, you have 2 tier 5 units, right? And which one does Mask, you know, copy, right? There's a priority system that's in there. I'm not gonna get into it, but there's a prio system that has been in the game forever, and most of the in-game players, you know, if not all, know about this, right? But how Mano's checks it is he literally has to be lower tier. Like, it doesn't check that prio. It doesn't adopt that, right? So if you're, say for example, in this illustration right here, this example, tier 3 Evan, if Mano is tier 3 as well, but say for example Evan had some items, then this won't trigger. This won't trigger. He literally has to be tier 2 or tier 1 in this case, right? So if he is lower tier, right? If he is indeed lower tier, then he will instant cast. This is just instant cast, similar to Lunar when your target has to be behind Lunar and then she instant cast. That is if you have awakening, right? So this is very similar to Lunar. This is nothing new. And then the transmission effect, the buff, is increased by 30%, which is insane. It is insane. So like, you know, so if you have a tier 7 and it is 150% of attack, right? And tier 7, and but the thing is, tier 7, you can't have a tier 7 Mano and a link target tier 7 to get this. So that means you need a carry that is tier 7 and a Mano that is tier 6, right? That is probably the most efficient, right? With a bunch of swords. And if you have that, then I believe it's 140% at tier 5 and tier 6. So it's 140%. So if that is the case, then that is 140 plus 30, that is 170% buff this guy is giving you, and that is crazy. That is actually crazy. Now, is it better to have a tier 7? I don't think so, because you're losing 30%, right? So you almost never want this guy at tier 7. At least that I mean, I haven't done the math on it, but that is just me. Like, carry at tier 7 and then Mano at tier 6 with a bunch of swords. Like, that is I mean, you need this 30%. You're losing out on 30%. That is crazy. And it is very important to note, does it say it here? Maybe it says it down here. I'm not sure. Maybe it doesn't. But you cannot stack Mano buffs. And I only know this because I already played with him in game and tested him out. But you can't stack him like Lunaire's. So there's actually a caveat where you can't actually stack it. Where in Lunaire, as of right now, Lunaire you can stack. Like, you know, everyone knows about Lunaire stacking. Get a bunch of Lunaires, buff target, blah blah blah, right? But with Mano, you cannot stack his buffs on the same target. You cannot stack Manos like you can Lunaire, and I'm pretty sure when you look at his skill in outside of game is 90%. When you get it in game, like in a round, it is 120% base. Okay, and I believe it is indeed 120%. I might be wrong. We're gonna see how it gets fixed, but I'm pretty sure it is tier 1 120%. Pretty sure, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense for you to not be able to stack this. So I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna place my bet is that it is tier 1 is 120, and then 130, 140, 150. That is how I think it is. And obviously Lunaire is like 90. They nerfed it over. I think it only I believe it only goes up to like 115 maybe. This guy goes all the way up to 150, but you know, you kind of want the 140 because you don't want the tier 5 and tier 6, right? Ideally. So this is the new night skin. Of course, I got it. Man, I love the night skin, man. I know, I love the night skins. It looks so much better, man. It is limited. You cannot get this if it runs out. It's amazing. It's amazing. Now, granted, I do like the Super Saiyan Blue more than the gold, but I'll take what I can. I love this effect. I cannot get enough of it. Cannot get enough. Here's the scroll thing if you guys are interested. Alliance raid. So this is their new approach of when back in the past they were just like, oh, we are also tweaking the bosses. This is their tweaks. Okay, this is their tweaks. So they are making the boss harder, and they're adding a new difficulty. So yeah, so they are, this is OG raid, by the way. OG, have you guys had enough raid yet? Have you guys had enough? It's just so overwhelming, man. You had solo raid, then you have Tower of Trials going on, and then you have old raid coming back again, and then you have like the whole season of Arena, and it's just like, man, like, stop. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you guys wanted raid, you guys got it, I guess. Just throw raid in our faces 24/7, no rest, with no rewards, which is my biggest issue. But I'm not going to beat the dead horse about, you guys know my issues of raid. Yeah, so harder bosses. So basically, if you guys do raid, the bosses get higher health, etc., etc. So now they are adding a king level divine property now. So eventually you're going to be unlocking this new difficulty, and they're changing some properties. So let's check this out. I know a lot of you guys might not know what these guys do, so I'm gonna briefly go over it, but you guys can check it out. The link is down below in the description. So Blacksmith, I'm gonna go over this briefly. Okay, yeah, the skill target is usually a smacks everybody, so now it's people within a certain amount of blocks. The older one was, you know, the front back thing, so you always have to go to the side, right? So now you have a debuff that lasts for a certain amount of seconds, stacks on heroes, etc., reduces damage taken by the avatar, blah blah blah, moving skill, just stuff. Okay, stuff. And then his flame carpet lasts a lot longer. So, oh, I like to read these. Okay, so when designing Blacksmith Carnet, we gave it an advantage to heroes such as Laika or Mara, who moved to the back of the target. However, we discovered that heroes like Laika or Mara lack DPS to complete the raid, and many users do not consider them. So we decided to add gimmicks that provide bonus damage when players use movement skills, and set a limit to the boss skills so that the users can consider long range heroes in the raid. So, oh man, I see a lot. Okay, I can already predict a lot of stuff. Okay, I've been playing the game for a long time, boys. This is not my first rodeo. I know for a fact a lot of people, at least in this generation, will look at this and be like, Leica or Mara? Leica or do the devs even play their game? Leica or Mara main DPS? What are you talking? All right, boys. The raid mode is ancient, and these bosses are based on some ancient stuff, boys. Okay, yes, Leica or Mara, believe it or not, was the design philosophy for this. But Mel Lunar exists. Mel Lunar exists. And that is the issue. And hero diversity, guys, you know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, so a lot of people will see this and be like, Leica or Mara, do devs even play their game? Yes, that was a time where there wasn't a lot of heroes, guys. There was not a lot of heroes, and guess what? Awakenings did not exist. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hero diversity, I guess. So Blood Incarnate, they are changing this. So receives less damage for more stacks. So and you get a bunch of, so you pretty much you need multi-attacking heroes, right? So we designed Bloodkarna as a boss that stacks mighty blocks continuously so that heroes with fast normal attack speed can have an advantage in facing it. However, among the heroes with the high DPS, there are already many heroes who can remove mighty block effectively, and we thought there were no distinguishing feature in Blood Incarnate Raid. We decided to change this property so that heroes with the fast attack speed can have a definite advantage in facing the bosses we intended. I mean, if you guys haven't tried it out yet, Grenade actually works on Blood Incarnate. So you can actually just remove the mighty blocks with Grenade. So yeah, that is interesting. Blood has been pretty easy. So yeah. Mage, not much changes, just more beams, right? As for the Mage Incarnate, we designed it as a boss vulnerable to heroes with powerful normal attacks, and we believe that most of the players understood our intention. I mean, believe that most of the players understood your intention. Well, if your intention was that there's not strategy diversity in raid and you are using Mel Lunar anyways, and it happens that, you know, Mage Incarnate is vulnerable to powerful normal attacks, then, you know, I'm sorry, I had to, I am so sorry. So we decided to add only King Divine property without making any other changes, okay? Greed Incarnate. So this is the adjacency stuff. So now they are changing it. Now you get less, so he gets less damage. Oh, so there is no more adjacency business going on with Greed. That is interesting. Receive damage, so a lot of reduction. Each time you receive a stun effect, and it stacks, that is a lot of damage reduction. And now it is 5 times stun. That is interesting. So you're gonna need at least a tier, you need a tier 3 and a tier 1 Heirang for this. Yeah. Greed Incarnate has a trait that increases damage taken from adjacent enemies and can be unlocked by a hero who can use the stun state. However, heroes with a high accumulated ability damage have short range, and there are also variables that can stun with items, so it was impossible to attack in the same way as other incarnates. In the silver trait, we changed it to provide an advantage of employing multiple heroes stun, which can be effective differentiating. Yeah, so Greed is like this guy. So they're like their idea. So basically, Greed is like you have to stun. Mage is like smack them really hard. Blood is like deal with the mighty blocks with fast attack and speed. Blacksmith is like movement. You need move, you know, like ooh, I can move, you know what I'm saying? And you can kind of see like their philosophy for each one. So like Blacksmith, you have to move out of the way. There's flame carpet. Blood Incarnate, oh, look at all my mighty blocks. Oh, Holy Grenade, okay, that's it. Or do like a Kirdan or Hanzi or something, get rid of it. Mage Incarnate, I don't know about this. I don't want to talk about Mage Incarnate. Greed is like, oh, you have to stun, right? So they changed it. So before it was 2 times. You need to stun them 2 times. So that is why you can just put in 1 Heirang in there, because guess what? Heirang skill stuns 2 times with his skill, right? So now it's 5 times. Guess what? People are just gonna run a tier 1 Heirang and a tier 3 Heirang. Guess that is 5 times right there, boys. That is it. And bug fixes, that's it. So my last take about all this raid crap is that Mel Lunar exists. And you know what happens when you don't change the core problem, people are going to still use Mel Lunar. And all this stuff that you see, how can I make Mel Lunar work? Who can I add along with Mel Lunar, Bardry, and a debuffer, and Rai or Mara to have this work? Right? Okay, I'm taking damage. Okay, I guess I will, you know, put in Alberon. Blood. I guess I'll put in like a Kierdan, or I can use Holy Grenade to just get rid of the Mighty Blocks, or I can, you know, use a Hanzi to get rid of it, right? Mage, I don't need to do anything. I'm still using Mel Lunar. Greed. Oh, I just need to put in a extra tier 3 Hedong in my comp. Easy. And I don't know, man. Okay, well, you know that is my feelings about Raid. You know, I don't need to crap on Raid anymore. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Mano, he is very fun, guys. He is very fun. I have been playing with him. He is a very fun character, very new to the mix, and I just love his design, man. He is extra nice. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the new hero Mano. Are you getting him? How do you feel about him? As always, I want to remind you guys, next week the tier list is going up. Be sure to look out on that, and there will be a giveaway for that, so be sure to subscribe and keep up with that, and let me know what you think about the raid changes if you guys care about that. But yeah, as always, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and I'll see you next one, boys. Later.